this tutorial, I'll show you how to make lovely faux dichroic hearts that are perfect for festive or party jewelry. They're sure to catch everyone's eye, including yours. I'll also show you how I put these pieces together to create a beautiful statement neck piece for inspiration. And stay with me until the end because I'll share a few important tips that will help you avoid mistakes and get the best results. Hi, I'm Mihaela from Learn Polymer Clay, and let's dive in. I'm working with black polymer clay that I have previously conditioned and passed through the setting number 3 of my Atlas pasta machine. I'm going to use 2 texture plates to texture the clay because I want to texture the front and the back in the same time. For the back, I'm using a silicone texture plate called foliage, and for the front I'm using a texture plate with honeycomb pattern, and in fact this is a cutout sheet from a croissant box, but it works very well with polymer clay on condition to put a little bit of water on top of the clay, texture the clay, and then let the water dry or wipe it off. Sometimes I like to use baby wipe and clean my texture plates, make sure there are no scraps of clay, because if not the clay will get stuck inside the texture plate. And when I'm cleaning the texture plate with baby wipes, there is a lot of moisture. There is enough moisture for the texture plate not to cling to the clay. And then I'm going to use nail powders, dark green, gold color, and light green. And in fact, you will notice that I'm doing my best to apply these colors on top of the clay on the raised areas. And if you don't have such nail chrome powders, you can use mica powders for a beautiful effect as well. Then I'm going to use a heart-shaped metallic element, and I've put on some gloves because I'm going to press gently on the clay. So I'm pressing gently on the clay, I'm pressing it outwards, and in the same time I'm trying to get it to adhere to the metal frame. I want it to stick temporarily to the metal frame because in fact we are going to apply resin, and it's the resin that is going to keep this element in place. But in the meantime, you will just have to press the clay outwards and then press the clay into the margins as well. It is very important to take the time and remove the scrap clay on top of the metal element on the back and on the margins of the metal element as well. And the more you push the clay outwards, the more domed the final piece will be. And for a beautiful faux dichroic effect, I'm going to use nail glitter, and they surely give the finished piece a very beautiful dichroic effect. And you can see, as you can see, I'm all in the nail department today, but these materials are guaranteed to give you a very beautiful faux dichroic effect for your pieces. So I'm going to use a second piece of polymer clay textured with the same cutout from the sheet that we previously textured, and this time I'm going to use some fuchsia nail powder and some purple violet, and again some gold nail powder. And sometimes you can find these on the internet under the name of nail chrome powders. And for a little bit of contrast, I decided to bring in some blue nail powder as well. I'm going to use again a heart-shaped metal element, and I'm going to gently push the clay outwards, and in the same time I'm pressing it into the margins of the metal element. And when you are happy with the domed look of the piece, you can put it on your working table and then press on the metal element, and then use a needle tool and remove the excess clay. And then it is very important to clean the back of the piece and remove the excess clay on top of the metal element, and make sure that you have a beautiful bead that looks great from the front and also from the back, because when you are making dangle earrings or dangle elements, they are going to flip a lot, so you are going to see the back a lot. And I'm going to press some light purple nail glitter on top of this piece as well for the faux dichroic effect. And I already like how these pieces look, but it is sure that adding the wow factor, adding the UV resin is going to beautifully finish the faux dichroic look for these pieces. And these are the first two beads that I've made, but then I noticed that I had a lot of beautiful scrap clay and I had more metal elements, and of course I decided to use the scrap clay and make more beads. For this piece I decided to make a piece which is less down. This element I decided to add a touch of gold metallic mica powder, because this is a mica powder that I particularly like and I use it a lot in my projects. I kind of made a mess with the gold mica powder, but the piece looks beautiful, so that's okay. And I'm going to use a piece of paper and gently press on the clay, because I want this piece to be flat, because I want to see the difference between the domed pieces with the UV resin on top and this flat piece that surely is going to allow me to put a little bit more resin. And I want to see the difference in the look of these beads, and we are playing with this faux dichroic idea. And of course I finished by adding some nail glitter in a light pinkish shade, and I'm doing my best to put this glitter inside of the honeycomb elements if possible. And so these are the 4 pieces that I've made using this technique. And then I just put them in the oven on a tile wrapped in parchment paper, and I covered them with metal foil to protect them from direct heat. Then after baking them for 45 minutes at the temperature recommended by the polymer clay manufacturer, I let the clay cool down, and then I prepared some UV resin and I applied a thin coat of UV resin on the domed beads and a slightly more generous coat on the flat bead. And this is where the magic happens with the UV resin. And of course I'm going to apply a coat of resin on the 4 beads, and then I'm going to use a UV lamp and cure the beads. And it is better to observe the recommendations of the UV resin manufacturer for curing the UV resin. I've cured the resin for 6 minutes. Usually I cure the resin for less, but I decided to cure for 6 minutes. You'll have to let the resin sit a little bit. Check if you have bubbles, air bubbles inside the resin. You can use a heat gun to remove the air bubbles, and then you'll just have to use a UV lamp and cure the beads for the time recommended by the UV resin manufacturer. I cured the beads for 6 minutes, and then I decided to make a beautiful statement necklace with these beads as dangle elements. And I've used a metal element. Then I've used jump rings and some gold colored chain to make dangle beads, and I'm going to use some spacers made with wire that I've made for the previous pomegranate project. And here's the link if you want to see how to make pomegranate faux dichroic pomegranate beads with a very beautiful festive look. And so I attached jump rings to the two ends of some metal chain, gold color chain, and in fact I cut three different lengths of metal chain, and then I attached jump rings at the two ends of the metal chain. And here are my best pieces of advice. Press the clay into the margins of the metal elements, because if you have gaps, the resin will drip. Gloves, because we are going to press a lot on the clay and you don't want to leave fingerprints. Clean the back of the piece, remove any excess clay on top of the metal element. After applying UV resin, if you notice that you've put too much, you can use cotton swabs and remove a little bit of the resin. After curing the resin with the UV lamp, it is a good idea to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and baby wipes and clean the frame and the back of the piece in case of uncured resin drippings. If after baking the pieces you notice that you have some clay on top of the metal elements, or you have some clay sticking out of the metal frame, you can use your craft knife and remove them, or you can use sanding paper and sand them, of course, but it's better to take the time and remove the excess clay when the clay is raw, because it is easier, of course. I hope you enjoyed making these faux dichroic glass hearts with me. Let me know in the comments which bead was your favorite. I'd really love to hear. And if you want to keep creating together, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial. And if you liked this clay idea, here's what to watch next.